Lightsabers. They're the stuff of legends and the iconic weapons of the Jedi. But what if we told you that behind the shimmering blades and graceful arcs lay a secret the Jedi held close? It's a mystery that challenges the very essence of their connection to these revered weapons. Did the Jedi truly cherish their lightsabers as much as we've been led to believe, or could there have been a hidden disdain beneath the surface? Welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're a Jedi, Sith, or somewhere in between, join us today as we dive into this part of the Jedi lore and uncover the truth behind the possible feelings of hatred towards their iconic weapons. Let's get into the history of the Jedi. The Jedi Order stands as an enduring symbol of peace and guardianship throughout the different phases of galactic history. Dating back millennia, these noble warriors dedicated themselves to the tenets of the light side of the Force, embodying a philosophy of harmony and justice. The Jedi were more than mere warriors. They were a monastic order, a guiding beacon in the galaxy. Established on Ahch-To in the unknown regions, the Jedi Order's roots stretched far and wide, eventually finding a central nexus in the grandeur of the Jedi Grand Temple on Coruscant. It was here that generations of Jedi congregated, honing their skills and passing down their profound wisdom to the next lineage of Force-sensitive beings. At the heart of their identity lay the lightsaber, often referred to as the laser sword. This iconic weapon wasn't just a tool, it was a symbol of the Jedi way. Its very essence spoke of the Jedi's commitment to maintaining balance and upholding justice across the cosmos. The lightsaber wasn't merely a weapon, it was an extension of a Jedi's connection to the Force. Each Jedi, from younglings to seasoned masters, honed their skills in lightsaber combat, mastering various forms that mirrored their individuality and skill sets. The colors of these blades were more than just aesthetics. They carried significance, representing the Jedi's journey and the aspects of their personalities. A Jedi's proficiency with the lightsaber wasn't just about combat prowess. It was a testament to their dedication, discipline, and mastery of the Force. But amidst this reverence for the iconic weapon, a complex relationship simmered beneath the surface, a truth veiled by duty, tradition, and the weight of their history. There are some possible reasons why the Jedi possibly hated their lightsabers. First up's the contradiction with peaceful ideas. The very essence of a lightsaber is rooted in its capacity for battle, a tool designed for combat, capable of slicing through nearly anything. For Jedi committed to nonviolence and diplomacy, wielding such a weapon must have been a constant reminder of this inherent clash between their ideals and the reality of their chosen tool. It's akin to carrying a symbol of war while advocating for peace. This contradiction could spark a profound internal conflict within the Order. Picture it, Jedi feeling compelled to carry a lightsaber, an emblem of their identity and tradition, yet struggling with the discord it creates with their commitment to peacekeeping. It's not a clash of metal and crystal, it's a clash of principles. Such a paradox might have led some Jedi to secretly resent their lightsabers. The weight of this contradiction, the tension between the peaceful nature of their mission and the weapon they carried, could have created an emotional strain among these revered guardians. It's like carrying a burden that symbolizes not just their duty but also conflict with their own beliefs. It's also a symbol of a violent past. During the dark times, the Jedi, meant to be guardians of peace, were drawn into a war they didn't seek. The use of lightsabers became synonymous with battles and strife, deviating from their core mission of preserving harmony. Imagine carrying a lightsaber, a relic from a time when the Order was divided and manipulated, a time when mistakes were made and trust was betrayed. For those Jedi who experienced these turbulent periods firsthand, the lightsaber could evoke painful memories of their own failings and the Order's missteps. It might represent a departure from their true purpose, a symbol of a time when the Jedi strayed from their path of peace and became embroiled in conflicts that tainted their legacy. This association of the lightsaber with a dark chapter in the Order's history could breed resentment among some Jedi. Instead of being a symbol of honor and pride, the lightsaber might symbolize regret, reminding them of a time when the Order lost its way, a silent testament to their failures and the consequences of their actions. And of course, there's temptation and risk of the dark side. The lightsaber isn't just a physical tool, it represents a significant aspect of a Jedi's spiritual journey. In combat, wielding a lightsaber demands not just skill, but also emotional discipline, control over one's emotions and impulses. The Jedi teachings are centered around mastering one's emotions, steering clear of feelings like anger, hate, and aggression that led to the dark side of the Force. However, the very act of engaging in combat with a lightsaber presents a risk. In battle, there's an inherent surge of adrenaline, a rush that can cloud judgment and fuel emotions. Imagine a Jedi striving for inner peace and harmony, suddenly facing a situation that demands a use of their lightsaber. The act of wielding it and engaging in combat might trigger emotions that go against their training, feelings of anger or aggression in the heat of battle. This conflict between the Jedi's principles of restraint and the demands of combat can be a slippery slope towards the darker emotions that lead to the dark side. The lightsaber then becomes not just a tool of defense, but a potential catalyst for temptation. Its use in combat carries the risk of nudging a Jedi closer to the very emotions they seek to avoid. The dichotomy between the necessity of combat and the Jedi's commitment to emotional control might breed a subtle disdain for the lightsaber, a recognition that its use inherently carries the risk of straying from the Jedi's path. In the eyes of some Jedi, their lightsabers might symbolize not just a weapon of defense, but also a constant reminder of the inherent risks they're facing in wielding the Force in a galaxy rife with conflict and emotion. This conflict between duty and lurking temptation of the dark side could foster a hidden resentment towards their lightsabers. And then there's over-reliance on physical power. Within the Jedi Order, there might have been a silent frustration with the perception that a Jedi's worth is primarily measured by their proficiency with a lightsaber. Imagine being part of an order dedicated to wisdom, harnessing the Force, and promoting peace, yet being primarily judged by your combat prowess. The lightsaber, while a potent symbol of a Jedi's connection to the Force, might overshadow other crucial aspects of being a Jedi: wisdom, intuition, diplomacy, and understanding. It's akin to valuing a book solely for its cover rather than the wisdom within its pages. Jedi who excel in combat might find themselves praised and respected, while those who focus on the intellectual or diplomatic aspects of the role might feel undervalued or overlooked. This overemphasis on a physical prowess could breed resentment among those who believe that a Jedi's true strength lies not just in their ability to wield a blade, but in their depth of knowledge and their capacity for understanding. This underlying frustration might lead some Jedi to secretly resent their lightsabers, not for what they are, but for their disproportionate weight placed upon them in defining a Jedi's worth. The subtle disdain might stem from a desire for broader recognition of the diverse skills and qualities that make a Jedi a guardian of peace and wisdom beyond their proficiency in combat. And there's the danger to the wielder and to others. The lightsaber is a double-edged sword in more ways than one. While it's a symbol of a Jedi's connection to the Force and their role as defenders of peace, it's also an incredibly dangerous weapon. Its deadly potency isn't just a threat to adversaries, but also to the wielder and bystanders. Imagine the inherent danger of wielding a weapon that can cut through nearly anything: flesh, steel, or walls. For a Jedi, especially one not fully attuned to the Force or lacking in training, the lightsaber poses a significant risk. Accidental activation or a momentary lapse in concentration could lead to catastrophic consequences, causing harm to oneself or innocent bystanders. Jedi, who value life above all else and strive to avoid unnecessary harm, might harbor a secret concern for the potential danger their lightsabers pose. It's like holding a loaded blaster with the safety off. It requires constant vigilance and skill to prevent accidents. This underlying fear might create a subtle sense of unease or even resentment towards the lightsaber. It's not that they despise the weapon itself, but rather the potential for the harm it carries. A reminder to the responsibility and risk inherent in wielding such a powerful and dangerous tool. This concern for one's own safety and that of others could sow seeds of hidden discontent towards a lightsaber among some Jedi. And then elitism and separation from the Force is a thing to consider. The process of crafting and mastering a lightsaber could inadvertently create a division with the Jedi Order. Jedi who excel in combat and lightsaber skills might unintentionally form an elite group within the Order, revered for their prowess in combat. This could lead to a subtle separation between those highly skilled in lightsaber combat and those who focus on other aspects of Jedi teachings. Like we said before, those who might prioritize diplomacy, healing, and scholarly pursuits over combat proficiency. The danger here lies in the unintended elitism that could arise, creating an internal division that contradicts the unifying and egalitarian nature of the Force. The Force doesn't discriminate based on combat prowess. It's an energy that binds all living things. For Jedi who hold dear the ideals of unity and equality within the Force, this separation based on lightsaber skills might create a sense of unease or even resentment. They might see it as a deviation from the true essence of the Jedi Order, a community bound by their connection to the Force and their shared dedication to upholding peace and justice. This subtle sense of division within the Order, fueled by the emphasis on lightsaber proficiency, could lead some Jedi to secretly despise the weapon. They resent not the lightsaber itself, but the unintended consequences of its role in creating a perceived hierarchy within their ranks. And then that resentment in itself becomes a whole other topic. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and watch the next one.